Hey there, ladies. Okay, so sorry we couldn't have a live call. Just didn't work out for today. But today's topic is going to be social media training. Social media training is the key to our business. So that's why I decided to go over this. We have a few new team members, and there was kind of an issue with some of the social media training that we had provided before. And I think this training here is actually something that might be a little bit more helpful, at least early on. Miguel shared these tips and tricks with us on the Smartass Fitness page last week, and I kind of just took them and tweaked them a little bit to fit our style, and I put some examples in of what I did to create the same type of post that Miguel was talking about. So first off, I think it's important that you guys realize that regardless of what your social media platform is, 95% of our business is on social media. So the better that you can learn your platform, the better you can serve your clients, and the more successful that you'll be. For me, I have a like page and I have a personal profile page. And I know a lot of you guys have expressed concern with me in the past about allowing people on your personal page. And I think at first I kind of had the same kind of reservations, and that was because my husband and I are educators. We're in the education field, and I didn't want to have to worry about what I was posting on my personal page. But then as I got into the business, I realized that my like page wasn't what attracted people to me. It was who I am that attracted people to me. So it was really important once I got going to filter people from my like page over to my personal page, because your personal page is where people are really going to get to know who you are. That being said, there are some people that are very successful without filtering people over to their personal page. But I like to do half the work and get the same amount of results. So it's really important to me to be able to use my personal platform and attract more clients and be able to help more people. So however you choose to go, it's, again, really important that you're able to master a social media platform. And there's so many different social media platforms out there. Don't feel like you have to master them all. It's better to be master a few than okay at many. So social media is key to our business. I'm only on Facebook right now. I do have a website and a personal blog on that website, and I'm still mastering those there. I've mastered Facebook, and so now I'm branching out and trying to master other platforms. But again, this training is going to go over mainly your personal Facebook page. And if you choose not to use your personal page for your business, that's fine. But this is also tips on how you can attract people that are already on your personal page to your business as well. And so, like I said, a lot of this came from Miguel, and I just tweaked it a little bit to fit our team and how our team operates. So first of all, your personal branding. And I know that you guys have heard about this a lot on a lot of different team calls. And if you've ever watched any YouTube videos, there's a lot of stuff out there on creating your own personal brand. And it's super important that you're able to create your own brand, because there are thousands of coaches that sign up and join Beachbody every day, and you need to stand out. You need to find a way to be different from all of those coaches. So once you're able to decide what makes you stand out and create your brand, it'll also help you create posts and know what to post about. And it's super important that you create your brand, because then it gives you and your audience a clear idea of what you're passionate about, and it also tells them who you are. And if you're able to do that in every single post, the more successful you will be. Excuse me. So one thing I put on here, and it came from Miguel as well, is your post can't just be about health and fitness. It can't just be about Beachbody. If you're constantly just posting about Beachbody and constantly posting about fitness or health, you're going to start turning people off of you. You need to figure out who you are and rotate through your posts. And those can include fitness and Beachbody, but it can't be every single post. You have to be able to rotate through pretty evenly. So Miguel's tip is to first figure out 10 different words that describe you. Those can be anything from, I have a whole bunch written down, motivated, entrepreneur, mom, daughter, creator. One of his is faith. Just a list of 10 different words or 10 words that other people would use to describe you in creating your brand. So here are mine. My words are mother, wife, education, health, passionate, motivating, empowering, ambitious, funny, and resilient. And then I took those words, I wrote this paragraph that kind of describes who I am. And I wrote, I am a 39-year-old mother and wife. I love my kids and my husband. They are the center of everything I do. I love educating and teaching people how to be happier and healthier versions of themselves. I am passionate about motivating and empowering women to reach their dreams and achieve their goals. I believe it's an amazing opportunity when you can be yourself without holding back. I am ambitious, funny, and resilient because that is what I believe helps others the most. Now, I've created posts, and I think I just did one today about, I used to be really reserved. I kept myself back. I held back who I was because I didn't think it was acceptable. And so one thing that I've learned on this journey is it's okay to be me. It's okay to put myself out there. And when other people see you be you, it attracts them to you more, and it helps them gain likability and credibility in you. So after you write down those 10 words, the second step is to write them down where you can see them all the time, or you can put them in your computer and print them out. But have them where you can always see them. So the reason I want you to do that is because every time you create a post, I want you to look at your words and decide, does your post relate to at least one, many, or all of the words that are on that list? If you don't at least relate your post to one of those words on your list, then you need to start from scratch and create a different post. It takes a little bit of time. It's not just post a picture and a couple words. It could be, as long as it relates to that. But if you're just posting a picture and that's it, you're not putting a lot of thought into your post. You're not engaging with your audience, and your audience isn't learning who you are at all. So creating engaging posts, these posts will usually contain or relate to at least 3 different words on your list. And these are the posts that tell everyone exactly what you're about. Be true to yourself and be true to these posts. Top coaches make posts like this on a regular basis. They do at least a couple of these every other day. These posts aren't hard, but they definitely take time to think about. You can't just post and forget it. You have to think through and make sure that it actually relates to your brand and who you are. And I put on the bottom something that Miguel wrote on the tips that he shared with us last week. And it was, if you ever see your likes are low, or you want to post a challenge invite within the next few days, I recommend 2 posts like this every day for 2 days. And then on the 3rd day, the challenge invite. So basically what he's saying to do is, sometimes some of the posts you post start not getting as many likes or comments or shares. But these engaging posts, these are where it's at. These are the posts that are really going to up and increase your affinity. And so if you're planning to post a challenge invite on your personal page, post a couple of these a couple times a day for a couple of days in a row and up your affinity. And then you can post your challenge invite. Sorry, I don't know why, but my throat's really dry. So you'll see a lot of the top coaches do this. If you're following Jen Wall or Cheyenne Tracy or Lindsay Martin, they post posts like this all the time. And so their affinity, I mean, they're constantly in my newsfeed because their affinity is so high. And I don't think we've talked about affinity much, but affinity is how Facebook gauges how relevant you are to your audience. So the more interaction you are getting from your audience, the more comments, likes, or shares that you get, the higher your affinity will be. And so more often, Facebook will put your feed into your audience feed. So you want to make sure that you keep creating engaging posts so that your affinity stays up. So that's funny. This is the post that I just created today. I haven't looked at it since I posted it, but so this post is one of those engaging posts. And as you can see, I related 5 different parts of my words into this post. This is one of my favorite pictures. I used InstaBeauty, and then I used Aviary, or whatever it is, Aviary, to create this image. It's a great image. I've used it a couple of times on my Facebook page, and it's gotten a lot of interaction just by itself. So today I created this post here that also included 5 themes from my list, and I am passionate about empowering women to be themselves. How many times have you caught yourself being what others want you to be? So asking the question is adding value to people. We'll get into that a little bit later. And then I said, it took me a long time to become the person I am today. I used to let other people and their opinions determine who I was. Not anymore. I am a wacky chick, and it's okay if others don't agree with my lifestyle. But what I do care about is helping others realize they don't need to live by anyone else's standards. Live your life by design, and don't ever give up who you are. So this post does a few things, or a couple of different things. So first, like I said, it has 5 themes from my list. Passionate, empowering, not anymore relates to my resilience. Wacky chick relates to my funny humor. Lifestyle relates to my healthy lifestyle. There's actually a 6th one here at the bottom, live your life by design and don't ever give up who you are. That's motivation. You know, people read something like this and they'll go, gosh, you know, I've kind of been stuck in that kind of a rut. And it'll motivate people to change. The other thing, like I said, I asked a question, and then finishing with the live your life by design sentence, that adds value to people, because people will go, how many times have I let others determine what I do or how I am? And then at the bottom, they'll go, yes, I need to be myself. It's so hard. It's hard, I think, I don't want to say just for women, but it's hard to be yourself, especially because you're so concerned about what society thinks of you that you kind of hide behind those things that people think you are. And every time I see this picture of myself, I try not to be conceited or anything like that, but I've become a confident person, and I love this picture because this picture really is who I am. My kids will tell you how crazy I am, and this is constantly me at home. I'm crazy, I'm wacky, I like to have fun, and I love what I do, and I want people to know that I love what I do, and so that's what this post is. So, how do you, I'm sorry about all the typos. How do these posts work? So these posts are casual. They're not salesy. You're not trying to sell things to people in these posts. These posts tell people who you are and what you stand for. So in order to create these posts, you need to use your 10 words and create a post that uses at least 3 of them to describe you and what you want people to know about you. Use a clear, crisp image. And Miguel suggests that you use at least 1 filter. As I said before, in my picture, I used 2 different filters, and that was InstaBeauty and Aviary, or Aviary, I don't know how to say it. And then post it to your timeline so we can all see. You should all be friends with each other, and every time you see each other create a post and post something on social media, you guys should be liking each other's posts, commenting if you can, help each other out. This will help increase each other's affinity, and we're all a team, so you want to be in this together, and I really want you guys to be liking and commenting on each other's posts, especially when you do challenge group invites, open house invites, any kind of sneak peek invites. You guys need to be helping each other out because we are a team. So adding value to people's lives. I mentioned this a little while ago. And how do you build credibility and likability with your followers? And that is pure and simple by adding value to their life. But how do you add value to people's lives? Now, when I first heard add value to people's lives, I was so confused. I had no idea what that meant. It was like, how am I adding value? I'm posting about health and fitness. Is that adding value? I'm trying to post motivational posts. Is that adding value? There's many different ways to add value to people. And all the top coaches, they have their own different theme of how they add value to people. Lindsay Matway, she's fashion and beauty. And, she had some pretty good engagement on a post about some, I think it was a dry conditioner or dry shampoo or something like that. But it had nothing to do with Beachbody, and it got huge engagement. So when you're adding value to people, it doesn't have to be about Beachbody. It can be anything like beauty or fashion secrets, organizing your household. I've done a few of those posts because my household gets kind of crazy. Answering questions you get on social media and helping people believe in themselves again. Anything to help motivate them. One thing that I've learned is that if someone asks me a question, they aren't the only ones that have that question. They're just the only ones that are brave enough to ask it. So this is a great opportunity to add value to others. So what I usually do is I'll take that question that I get, I'll pose it on my Facebook page, like, hey, do you feel bloated after you start a new workout routine? And then right underneath that question, I will answer that question for all of my followers. And what that'll do is they'll go, oh man, I've been wondering why I'm so bloated after I start a new workout. So that's adding value. Any of these things will add value to your audience. Just find your thing, what you're interested in. I like a lot of recipes, so I post a lot of different recipes, and I get a lot of people that are interested in that. I like household stuff. There's some things I haven't quite shared yet and been able to get out there, but anything that you can think of that doesn't have to do with Beachbody that other people would benefit. So how? Write down 3 things you can teach about and post about those things for the next 7 days. And I know this might seem, a little bit difficult, but, it can be anything. It can be interesting braids that you find. If someone braids their hair, I've seen a ton of different things, as far as braids go or hairstyles go, or interesting recipes, or, if your market is young mothers, how about a Play-Doh recipe? Oh my gosh, I just thought about that. So I'm probably going to post a Play-Doh recipe. But when my kids were younger, they loved Play-Doh. And what kids don't like Play-Doh? But I got sick and tired of going and buying Play-Doh. It was the most ridiculous thing to spend our money on. But you can make Play-Doh for like $1, and you can make a big, huge batch of it. So something like that, that'll add value to your moms, to the moms in your life. The last thing that Miguel kind of talked about was creating a first impression. And this is key. And so all of this is from him. I didn't want to rearrange any of this because this is all so important. So how do you do this? There's 5 things that you need to look at when you're creating your first impression. And these have all been touched on in the social media makeovers. But the first thing is your banner picture. Your banner picture should instantly tell people who you are. It should have those at least 5 different photos of you, what you like to do. It should just instantly, people should come to your page and go, oh, she's a mom. Oh, she's a mom who has kids that play a bunch of different sports. She loves health and fitness. She's married. All of those different things that you are should all be present in your banner photo. And we use the PicMonkey as the best way to create a banner photo. You can design it however you want. Don't get stuck there because you can spend hours on PicMonkey. And then there's this link here that Miguel included on a great tutorial on how to create a cool banner photo. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So the second thing is your profile picture. And this is something that a lot of people hesitate to do. And I'm just gonna throw it out there and I'm gonna be harsh. Your profile picture has to be a picture of you and only you. You can put a picture of you and your babies or you and your dog or you and your husband. Those pictures can go in your banner photo, but your profile picture needs to be a great, crisp, clean picture of just you. Here's why. There's a couple different reasons. First of all, when you go and you comment on somebody's status, the picture that they see is your picture, and you want them to see your picture. You don't want them to see some weird picture and go, who the heck is that person? You want it to be a good picture where they're going to go, oh, and they click on the picture just to check you out again, and they go to your profile and they go, oh, that's who that is. It's got to be a good picture of you. Also, nothing that has words. I mean, just a picture, not a quote or anything like that. Just a great picture of you. Add a subheading, and I don't know, I've got Miguel put these tips on here about in your about and your details about you and other names. When you do this, it makes you more credible, like certified instructor, founder of Mombi Fitness, your work. I think I have owner of Tiffany Day Fitness or something like that in mind. It just creates credibility. And when you open your like page for your business, then you can instantly connect the two. Number 4, Miguel says your about section should clearly state and show your social proof, why people should trust you, and make sure your like page is linked to your personal page. Always remember you are only as good as your last post in the social media world, so no lazy posts. And that goes back to what I was saying before. Don't just post a picture and like one word or anything like that. Think through your posts. Make sure your posts are engaging with people. Make sure that they're adding value to people. And make sure that you're always including at least one of those words that you put on your list. So your final assignment after you do all of this, I want you to review your first impression. So look at your page, look at your banner, look at your profile picture, and ask yourself, do I look like a top coach? Do I look like somebody that people would want to follow? If you don't think you're there yet, I want you to write down what you need to work on and what you're going to do, and set a date by when you want your page to look like a top coach. We're all in this together, so we all can help each other with this step. Go and look at each other's pages. Go and critique each other. You know, we're all adults, so we can take criticism. There's also can't remember the name of it, but if you go to YouTube and you look at Critique My Facebook Profile or something like that, Raina, I can't remember the gal's name. I think it's Raina, not Raina. It's not Raina. I'll send the name to you guys. Anyhow, she goes through some of her coaches' pages and she critiques their posts. She critiques their picture, their profile picture, their banner, just to help them so that their page can start to look like a top coach page. One thing that I do is I follow top coaches so that I can watch what they're posting, how they're posting, what their page looks like, the engagement that they're getting. Don't ever copy what they're doing. You have to be yourself. But when you see what other top coaches are doing, then it's easier for you to model how you want to be. So I hope this is helpful. If you guys have any questions, just, I don't know, comment below in the YouTube or message me, whatever you want to do. But hope this is helpful, and I hope you guys have a great Valentine's Day. Talk to you guys later.